But when everything heals, I'll be good to go. No. Okay, you got your unit circle?
Yeah.
You got your unit circle projects?
Yes.
Okay. Would it be wonderful if we could turn all the lights off? Can we do that? Can y'all still be able to see? Okay. Jonathan, what you got left?
I think I got this again.
Okay, come get one. Oh, Jesus, I can't see it all now. Oh, I'm blind.
Oh, wait. I got you. Ready?
Okay. All right. Don't shine that in my face now. Where's my light at? Hold on. Yeah, okay, here we go. Now we're cooking with gasoline. All right. Y'all ready? Got this? Okay. Your notes are a little bit out of order, just so that way I could copy them correctly. So we might be doing things a little out of order. Put your phones up. Come on now. I'm not blind. For real, I'm not. So, okay, do you have your unit circle? Because I do not have one, so make sure you have it with you. You got it? All right, let's label a few things. First of all, we need to label our degrees. So, I think it was the yellow sheet or the red sheet for some of you was the degrees. Is that correct? Okay, so what is the first degree that you have?
0.
0. Where is 0 degrees at?
In between the first and fourth quadrant.
There you go.
Huh? I don't really think it's just like
Here. All right. Okay, so this is 0 degrees, right? Maybe I should do pen so y'all can see. So pencil. All right, 0 degrees. What else did we know this was called? 360. See this little blank right underneath it?
Yeah.
This is also 360, okay? All right, what was our other reference angle that we were supposed to know by heart? 90, okay? It's way up here at the top. Bless you. Y'all okay so far? All right, what was the next reference angle we know? 180. What's the next one we know? 270, way down here on the y-axis. 270, and then back up here to 360. You all okay? Got it good? All right, here we go. There were 3 special right triangles that you learned in geometry. Can anybody give me one of them?
45, 45.
45, 45, 90. What was the other one? 30, 60, 90.
60, 30. No.
And it's the same thing. 60, 30, 90. Okay, those are the 3 triangles that you cut out on Thursday. And then you've got them on your unit circle project, right? The ones that swivel around everywhere?
Yes.
Okay. So, we are going to do the 30 first, okay? Because these are basically the same thing, right?
Right.
All right, so we're going to do the 31 first. So when I skip a few things, we're coming back to them, so don't freak out if we skip a few things, okay? So right here, what is 0 plus 30?
30.
So this first one is 30 degrees. Okay, now add it again. What's 30 plus 30? 60. Watch, I'm going to skip one and go right here, okay? Y'all with me so far? So do you remember how I told you I never want you to memorize things? I want you to work them out on your own? This is going to be a test to fill this in, okay? It's going to be a whole test to fill this in. Do you see how I'm working through it?
Need Scott Richardson in Student Services, please.
He's not in here.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. All right, what's 60 plus 30? 90. Y'all okay? All right, what's 90 plus 30? 120. All right, what's 120 plus 30? You see how I'm skipping that one? Okay. What's 150 plus 30? 180. All right, what's 180 plus 30? How much? 210. Okay. I thought y'all said 220. All right, let's skip it. What's 210 plus 20 plus 30? 240. What's 240 plus 30? Which we already got. Y'all okay? All right, what's 270 plus 30? You see how easy this is? What's 300 plus 30? I'm skipping one. 330. What's 330 plus 30? Y'all okay? Okay. Now, what was the other triangle that we learned? The other special right triangle. 45, 45, 90. So now we're going to go back in and fill in those, the ones we skipped. Okay, do you notice how the ones we skipped Were the ones that were in the middle? Okay, so what's 0 plus 45? 45. What's 45 plus 45? 90, right? Okay, what's 90 plus 45?
135.
What's 135 plus 45?
180.
180, which we already got as a reference angle, right? Okay, what's 180 plus 45? 225. What's 225 plus 45?
270.
Which was our other reference angle. What's 270 plus 45? 315. Very good. And what's 315 plus 45? 360. Are y'all okay? You got it good? All right. Now, there's a lot of craziness with the radians, right? I'm going to show you a very easy way to do your radians, okay? You're going to need to make sure you don't write too terribly big so that you can reduce. Huh? It is very easy once you learn it this way. You ready? All right, what is this? 0. So this would be 0 pi over 6, which is just 0, okay? 0, we're starting at 0. Okay, our first triangle. All right, here's the next one. You ready? What comes after 0?
Pi 6.
What comes after 0? I'm going to show you in a minute.
Pi 6.
What comes after 0? 1. So it's 1 pi over 6, which is just pi over 6. Are y'all okay? Do you see on your unit circle how 30 degrees in radians is pi over 6? If we were to convert, let's go back over, okay? How do we convert degrees to radians? That's what you just took a test on. Pi over 180. Zeros cancel. 3 and 18 is 6, right? And so, Gracie, that's why it is pi over 6 that we're going to use. That's why we're using the 6. Okay? All right, so we did 0. Then we did 1. Remember, we skipped the 45. So what's the next one? What's after 1? 2 pi over 6. And what is 2 pi over 6 reduced to?
Pi 3.
Pi over 3. Look on your unit circle. 60 degrees is how much? Pi over 3. Do y'all see it on your unit circle? Okay. Can I make this bigger? Is that okay with y'all? Okay. Good, because I'm having trouble reading that. Ooh! A little too big. Goodness gracious. I need some. Okay, here we go. All right. So we did 0. We did 1. We did 2. What's after that? 3 pi over 6, which reduces to
Pi 2.
pi over 2. And if you look on your unit circle, 90 degrees is pi over 2. And doesn't that make sense? Because look at that. If I were to go from 0, this is half of that, right? Does that make sense to everybody? All right, so here we go. We did 0. We did 1. We did 2. We did 3. What's the next one? 4 pi over 6. And that reduces to 2 pi over 3. All right, we skip our 45. So we did 4 pi over 6. So this one is 5 pi over 6. That doesn't reduce. What comes after 5? 6 pi over 6. And we've already learned that 6, this one is pi. There you go.
How do you know which one's to skip?
We always skip the 45, and then we'll come back to that one. We always skip the middle one. Because remember, we did 30, added 30, and added 30 all the way around. Okay, let's do the next one. So after 6 comes what? 7 pi over 6, which that does not reduce. After that one, we're going to skip the 45. What's after 7? 8 pi over 6, which that reduces to 4 pi over 3. Then after 8 pi is 9 pi over 6. Then that reduces to, there you go. Doesn't that make sense? Because what is 3 halves? What is that as a decimal? What's 3 over 2 as a decimal? 1.5, right? So we went around, this is 1, right? 1 pi. And this is 1.5. Are y'all okay? This was 1 pi. And then this was half of another one. So this is 1.5 right here. 3 halves is 1 half. 3 halves is 1.5. It's 1.5. All right, so we'll do 9 pi over, so this is 10 pi over 6. And what's that reduced to?
And 5 over 6, 5 pi over 3.
Over 3. Very good. All right, we're going to skip the 45 one. Always skip the middle one. And then this one will be 11 pi over 6. Does not cancel. And we'll count. 12 pi over 6 is 2 pi, which we already learned that that one was 2 pi, right? Are y'all okay? Bless you. Are y'all okay?
Yes.
Okay, let's go back and do the 45. All right, the 45, so let's change 45 to a radian. You ready? So how do I change 45 degrees to a radian? Pi over 180. All right, what number goes into both of these? 45. 45 goes in here once. 45 goes in here
4 times.
4 times. So that is pi over 4. Matthew, ready? Y'all okay? All right, then we go to the next one. The next one is 90. This one would be 2 pi over 4, which reduces to pi over 2. Then the next one would be 3 pi over 4. All right, then the next one would be 4 pi over 4, which reduces to pi. Then the next one would be 5 pi over 4. Okay, we're starting here. Remember, we're going to the 45s. This one's 1 pi over 4. Then we go to the reference angle 90. This one's 2 pi over 4, which reduces back to pi over 2. This one is 3 pi over 4. Then we go to our reference angle. This one is 4 pi over 4, which is just pi. Then that's 5 pi over 4. Then we go to our reference angle. This is 6 pi over 4, which still reduces to 3 pi over 2. Then the next one is 7 pi over 4, which does not reduce. And then the last one, our reference angle, is 8 pi over 4, which is still 2 pi.
Okay.
Are y'all okay?
Yeah.
Got it good?
Yeah.
All right, now, the radius for all of these on the unit circle is how much? Look back on your unit circle that you created. Look at those 3 triangles that you have, which hopefully you should be looking at your unit circle.
1.
How much is your radius?
1.
1. How did you get that?
Because it says 1.
Because it says 1 on all 3 of your triangles, right? Is your radius? So here we go. This is an ordered pair. So you're going from the origin, correct?
C.
Your x coordinate should be how much?
1.
1. Your y coordinate should be, how much did I go up and down?
0.
0. Okay, let's do this one. 90. Okay, we're going to do our reference angles first. Our x coordinate should be how much? How much do we move left and right? 0. We didn't move left and right any to get up there.
1.
And then how much did we go up?
1.
1. So that one's 0, 1. Okay, let's do our next reference angle, 180. Okay, this time our x coordinate is, how much did we go left? Negative 1. If you go left, it's negative. How much did I go up and down? 0. All right, let's go down to 270. All right, how much did we go left and right? 0, and we went down. Very good. And then back at 360 is the same thing. Y'all okay so far?
Yes.
Okay, now you have to remember about your 30, 60, 90 triangles, okay? So let's draw, so you can see this. Let's do our 30, 60, 90. So you have it on your project that we did on Thursday, okay? Do you see the 3 triangles?
Sounds like a project?
Thursday we did that project where we built it? It's right there in front of you.
It's like a project grade?
No. So, what were the sides that went with the 30, 60, 90? This 30, 60, 90 where the 30 is at the origin. What were the sides? What was this bottom side down here?
Pi over 3, 2. Oh, right there.
Square root of 3
Where?
over 2.
Where are we?
On your unit circle, find the 30, 60, 90 triangle where the 30 is at the origin. What was this side? 1/2. Are y'all okay so far? Okay, so we need to figure out 2 things. Here's the 2 things that you're going to learn. On the back of that worksheet, I told you that you can only do certain sections that we did on Thursday, the back of the worksheet from Thursday? Remember all the table and all those different columns? Okay, so one column was labeled cosine and one column was labeled sine. Okay, so here's what you need to know. This is important. You ready? What would be the sine of this triangle? So the sine from here, because we always go from the origin, right?
Half over x.
How much is this right here? 1. What does that reduce to? 1/2. Y'all okay? We keep them as fractions. Alright, so here's what you need to know. You need to know in your coordinate, this is important, highlight this, star this, and know this. You ready, Freddie? Hopefully this is on your piece of paper.
Yes.
Sine is the y coordinate. Sine is the y coordinate. So we just found for our 30, 60, 90 triangle, for this triangle right here, we just found our y coordinate was how much? 1/2. Is this something you're going to have to remember? No. I'm showing you why it is 1/2, okay? Alright, so that means cosine would be your x coordinate. You don't know how to remember it?
Wait, so what the x change?
We're going to go over that. So this is how I remember it. What comes first in the alphabet? C or S? C. What comes first in the alphabet? X or Y? X. That's how I remember it. If you come up with another way, you think of that, okay? Alright, so let's do cosine. You ready? Cosine is adjacent. We always got the origin. What's the adjacent? There you go.
What?
Matthew.
Sorry.
Zip it. And what's your hypotenuse? 1. So that reduces to square root of 3 over 2. So that's your x coordinate. Are y'all okay? Alright, now here's the thing. This was the 60 is the exact same triangle, okay? But what's different about these two angles? They're switched. So what's different about these two sides? They're switched. So this is the exact same thing. It's just backwards. The exact same thing. They're just backwards. Are y'all okay? Okay, so look at the 45, 45, 90 triangle on your project that you built. Do you see the 45, 45, 90 triangle on your project? What were those two sides? This one's easy. They were both square root of 2 over 2, right? So these are both square root of 2 over 2. The 45 is the easiest one because they're both the same. Are y'all okay? Do you want to know the way I remember this? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You just got to know which order to start in, okay? Does that make sense? Y'all okay? Because these two, I always got these two switched. And so, there you go. All right, now, here we go. Ready? Bless you. Remember how I said you're going to have a test on this, right? These are the only three you need to know. Because the other ones are the exact same thing, just either flipped around or different signs. Okay, so when you get on your test, this is the very first thing you're going to do on your test. You ready? You're going to draw this, and you're going to go boom, 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 right?
Oh, we have to draw it too?
I would if I were you. Because all you need to know are these three. If you see these three, the other ones are easy, okay? Remember, what was my trick? 1, 2, 3. All of them are over what? 2. And then go backwards. 1, 2, 3. I can't write that fast, I'm sorry. Are y'all okay? All you have to know are those three. Once you know those three, the other ones are extremely easy, okay? Get it good? Okay, let's do the 45s first, because the 45s are easy. But think about this. This is quadrant 1. This is quadrant 2, right? What are your signs for quadrant 1? Both positive. What are your signs for quadrant 2? Very good. So all you do is you take those same exact things and you just switch their signs. But look, here's what they have to line up, okay? Do you see this one right here? Which one does he line up with? The 60 degrees, right? Okay, so it's going to be 1/2 square root of 3 over 2. But which one's negative? The 1/2 is negative because in the second quadrant, the first one is negative. Okay, this one's the 45 one. Yep. This is the middle one, right? He lines up with the 45 one. What are the coordinates? Negative square root of 2 because the first one is negative. And positive square root of 2 over 2. Are y'all okay? See how I'm not memorizing anything? I'm just working this out? All right. And this one is 150. What does he line up with? Which triangle? The 30. So what are those coordinates? Negative square root of 3 over 2 and positive 1/2. Are y'all okay? Not memorizing anything. I'm just working it out. Okay, what's this quadrant down here? 3. And what are the signs for quadrant 3? Negative, negative. They're both negative. All right, you ready? Watch. Look on the board and watch. Ready? Okay, look. There's a reason why these lines are drawn. Okay? Follow it. You ready? Boom. See how I did that?
Yeah.
I'm not memorizing anything. I just followed a line. Okay, so 30 goes with this one. And if you move your triangle around on your unit circle, you should see that this angle matches up with the 30, 60, 90 triangle. What are my signs down here? Both negative. So it's the exact same coordinate. They're just both negative. Yep. See, we don't memorize anything. Not like my teachers. Because never mind. We didn't. That's why we don't remember anything. Because now I can't remember it now. I do now, but. Alright, so let's do this one. You ready? This one's the 45 one. This one's easy because it's the middle one, though. Follow it down here. It's the exact same one. These two match up. Same exact coordinates. But one's they're both negative, excuse me. Are y'all okay for real? For real, for real? And then this one, just follow it up to which one it goes with. Goes with this one, and they're just both negative. Y'all okay?
Yep.
Alright. Okay, last one. What's the last quadrant? Quadrant 4, right? Everybody with me? I got some people that are sleeping and you're going to be lost. Alright, what are the signs? Positive, negative. Alright, follow the lines up. You ready? Just pick a point, any point. I'm going to start with the bottom one. And just follow that up. That is 1/2 and square root of 3 over 2. And the second one is negative. Alright, same thing for this one. Just follow it up. Which looks like most of you already are doing that on your own.
Yeah.
And last one, follow it up. Boom, you just completed the unit circle.
Yay.
Are y'all okay?
We did it. We did it.
For real, for real? Okay, now, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I could do this again on my own.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Next week, or no, not next week, Thursday, I'll see you again. You're going to get another one. We're going to do it again.
What if we're at the
Video. I'll have extra ones for you, and we'll do it again. We'll probably do it one more time next week before the test. And if worse comes to worse, you can always print one off. You can just find a blank one online and print one off and just go through this video again. Are y'all okay? Pretty good stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, what time do we get out of here?
58.
58? Okay, so we got time to do one thing. You ready?
Wait, no. 14. 14. So we have like
Oh yeah, we got plenty of time.
20 minutes.
Alright, here we go. You ready? Find this page that looks like this. Find this page that looks like this. It's in your notes. Alright, now here's the deal. You ready? You're going to get to use this unit circle for the first day or two. Then I'm going to wean you off the unit circle. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to get to use your unit circle as a crutch. In other words, you get to use your unit circle to check your answers. But I would not rely on this because next week, when I start pulling you off the unit circle, you're going to be lost, okay? So if all you do is just find the answer and done, it's not going to help you any. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Keep this unit circle handy. Keep it right next to you. Where'd that page go that it just said? Right here. It's labeled page 7. Did you not get the notes from Thursday?
Oh, no, I wasn't here Thursday.
Oh. So you didn't do the unit circle project?
I did do the unit circle project.
I handed them out that same day.
Maybe I just didn't get them.
Have 1 extra set. You're lucky. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Okay. Reference angles. You ready? Okay. So what's the first reference angle we know? 0 and 360. What's the next one we know? 90. What else? 270. Back to 360, right? Okay, there were 3 more. What were the 3 that I told you needed to know because everything was based off of those 3? 30, 45, and 60, okay? So these 3 in this first quadrant, the rest of them were the exact same thing, just different signs. So this was the 30, 45, and 60. Are y'all okay? Okay. So let's talk about radians. Do not look at that unit circle. Don't cheat. Okay. This was 0 pi over 6.
Yes.
This was 1 pi over 6. We skipped the 45. This one was 2 pi over 6, but it reduced to... Do you see how I just did all that reducing in my head and just gave the answer? Alright, so this one was 3 pi over 6, which was... pi over 2. Very good. Alright, then you should know how much 180 is. How much is 180? Pi. Hurry, run. Yep. Alright, so watch. You ready? This is 1 pi, right? Then I went 1.5. So what's 1.5? 3 pi over 2. And how much was this one? 2 pi. You should know that 360 is 2 pi. Are y'all okay so far? Those are the ones you got to know in order to do this stuff. Okay. Got your calculator or something to add and subtract with? Alright. Everything goes off of... When you're finding, see how it says find a reference angle? It either goes off of 180 or 360, the two that are flatlined, okay? Y'all good with that? Remember when you did your test? Like if you had to graph 3, -2, where did you draw your triangle back up to? The x-axis. Just like these two are on the x. Everything goes off the x-axis. Are y'all okay so far? Same exact things? All right, so here we go. 240 is closest to which one of these? 360 or 180? 180. Okay, so how far away is 240 from 180? So what's your reference angle? Remember how I told you everything went off of these 3? Does that make sense to everybody? Are y'all okay?
Yeah.
All it said to do was what? Find the reference angle. Boom, that's my reference angle. We're going to build, because eventually you have to find your reference angle to find the other stuff. Okay, here we go. 2 pi over 3. These are the easiest ones of all. You ready? Watch. What's your reference angle? Pi over 3. Which was which one? 60. So this is pi over 3 or 60. Do you see how all I did was cover up that number? Because how many thirds do you have? 2/3. It's still a third. If you're cooking, you still use the 1/3 cup. You just put 2 of them in there. So if you had 4 thirds, you would just have a third, but you would have 4 of them. So like this one, let's do this one. Ready? How many fourths do I have? 5 fourths. So your reference angle is still a fourth, okay? Does that make sense? Or, how much is a fourth? You should know a fourth by now. is 45 degrees. Are y'all okay?
Oh, no.
Let's do number 6. How many sixths do you have? 5 sixths. So if you're cooking, you're going to use the 1/6 cup, right? But how many of them are you going to put in there? 5. So your reference angle you're going to go off of is pi over 6. And how much is pi over 6 is degrees? 30 degrees. Are y'all okay? Those are actually the easiest ones to me anyway, because you can just look at them. All right, 120. 120 is closest to which reference angle? 180. So 180 minus 120 is how much? So what's your reference angle? 60.
Wait, why wouldn't it be close to 90?
You always use these two.
So,
Just like when you did like on your test you took Friday, when you graphed this point, you always drew that back up to the x-axis. Everything goes off of the x-axis. All right, 315. 315 is closest to which two reference angles? Which ones? 360. And how much is that? 45 degrees. Y'all okay? All right, so let's talk about number 7. Number 7, what's the only thing that this negative tells me, guys? That instead of going up, it goes down, right? Okay, so let's just talk about 115. 115 is closest to which one of the reference angles that I'm using? 180. So do not say 180 minus negative 115, because remember the negative only tells you to go down. So 180 minus 115, how much is that? 65. Was that a typo? It must be a typo. Because we don't have a 65. Okay, don't worry about 7. I don't know why that must be, I must have typed that in wrong. Oops. Okay, don't worry about that one. Mark that one out. All right, number 8, you ready? Now, I'm not worried about the negative, because the negative just tells me I go down. What's my reference angle? These are easy. Pi over 4 is 45. Y'all okay? Pretty easy stuff? Okay. All right, what about 330? 330 is closest to which one? 360. And, so what's your reference angle? 30.
So the negative doesn't even matter?
Then no, the negative just tells you that you go down around the circle instead of up around the circle. All right, what about negative 5 pi over 6?
5 over 6
Or 30. Very good. See, it's pretty easy when you get the hang of it, right? It's just a little different. Pretty easy stuff, though. All right, what about 210? Which one's 210 closest to? Which one on the x-axis? On the x-axis. 180. So 210 minus 180 is how much? 30 degrees. Very good. And the radians to me are the easiest ones. So what is pi over 4? There you go. Y'all okay? You guess? All right, let's finish this out. Here we go. So we already kind of talked about this a little bit. So we have pi. What you got? Oh, you should. Okay. All right. So sine was which coordinate? The x coordinate or the y coordinate? The y. Cosine was which coordinate? The x. And we're going to talk about tangent in just a second. Are y'all okay? Okay. So look at your triangle. Pi over 6. Do you have your unit circle with you? Got it? So what was the y coordinate with pi over 6? 1/2. Very good. That was the y coordinate. All right, same thing. Pi over 6. What was the x coordinate? There you go. Is anybody lost about where I got those two numbers? Guys, if you cannot do this unit circle, your first quarter of pre-cal is going to be extremely hard. So, like, I know that it's kind of warm in here. I know we got the lights off. I know y'all had a long day. but this is extremely important. Because when you get to pre-cal, look, when you get to pre-cal, they're going to expect you to know how to do this. They are not going to review this unless you come to 0 period, okay? All right, let's talk about tangent. Okay, got it good? Tangent. Now,
Over 2 over 2.
1 second.
I mean, oh, God.
Let's go back to that triangle that we did earlier. And I'm going to show you what tangent is. This bottom piece was how much? There you go. This side piece was? And the radius was, the hypotenuse was 1. Okay? So tangent is how much, guys? Whatever what? Opposite, which is 1/2, over adjacent. Are y'all okay with that so far? Okay, now look at this sine and cosine. What was the 1/2? Y or what else? Sine. What was the 3, square root of 3 over 2?
Cosine.
Cosine. So what is tangent? Highlight it, star it, know it. Highlight it, star it, know it. When you get to pre-cal, you're going to have to know that is sine over cosine. Or you don't tell them you have Ms. Blackman. One of them two. Yes?
How did you do that?
Okay, so we always go off of the one by the origin, right? Tangent is opposite, which is 1/2, over adjacent, which is square root of 3 over 2. 1/2 is the sine, and 3 square root of 3 over 2 is the cosine. So tangent is sine over cosine.
So this whole time we're thinking signs that we would do, really tangent is like.
Not always, because you're dividing with tangent, so tangent sometimes is going to be smaller. All right, here we go. So what is tangent? Tangent is sine, which is 1/2. You have to write small in this little square, okay? Over cosine, which is square root of 3 over 2. So I need to keep, change, flip. Keep the 1/2. Change division to multiplication. Flip that one. I'm not doing anything. I'm just slowing down.
You're doing a lot in a tiny, tiny little box.
Excuse me for showing steps. Are y'all okay with what I did, though? Okay. Then the 2's cancel out. And we've talked about how to rationalize that in our head. There you go. Look at my babies growing up and doing steps in their head. I'm so proud. Okay, look. You okay with how I got sine over cosine?
Yeah.
Okay, sine was 1/2.
Okay.
Cosine was square root of 3 over 2.
Got that.
Keep, change, flip.
Yep.
2's cancel out. So I have 1 over square root of 3. Multiply by square root of 3.
Oh.
So you get square root of 3 over square root of 9, which is square root of 3 over 3.
Yeah.
All right, let's do square root of 4. You ready? Square root of 4 is the easy one. Both of them are the exact same thing. So this one's square root of 2 over 2. This one's square root of 2. It doesn't really matter because they're both the same exact thing. Y'all with me? Okay, so what is tangent? Whatever what? Sine over bless you, sine over cosine. So it's just how much? Anything divided by itself is 1.
That's great.
Okay? Pi over 3. Look back to your unit circle. Pi over 3 was the same as 60 degrees, right? So this is 45 degrees. This was 30 degrees. Okay, look at your 60 degree one. What was your y coordinate? What's your sine coordinate? Square root of 3 over 2. Look at that same 60 degrees. What was your x coordinate? What's your cosine coordinate? 1/2. What's tangent? Sine over cosine. Very good. Square root of 3 over 2 over 1/2. Keep, change, flip. And that is square root of 3. Very good. Are y'all okay? Those are easy. All right, here we go. Same exact thing. What is cosecant?
Opposite.
The opposite of sine. So here we go.
2.
So it's going to be 2.
Oh my.
All right, let's do this one. We're gonna have to rationalize. 2 over square root of 3 would be 2 square root of 3 over 3. Are y'all growing up with me doing that? You sure? Do we need to go back to adolescent stage and go back and show steps? No? Okay. All right. So if tangent is sine over cosine, then cotangent would be cosine over sine. Did I remember that? No. I just did the opposite. Frankly, what you got, baby?
You're going to answer my question just as soon as
Okay. All right. So we're going to flip this one. So this one would be square root of 3 over 2 over 1/2. So I just did the opposite of this. Are y'all okay?
Wait, so we're just doing what we did?
What?
Okay. Look, sine
You did the
over,
opposite.
hold on. Sine over cosine is tangent.
Oh.
Cosine over sine is cot. You just flip them. So instead of 1/2 over square root of 3 over 2, square root of 3 over 2 over 1/2.
That's what we did for the other one thinking that. So why don't we just put that?
You can. But I have to show, you have to be an adolescent before you can grow up.
I'm grown.
You grown? You grown. All right. So if we flip this one, let me do the steps for people that need it.
Wait. Oh, flip the second one.
Yep. So, if 30, 60, 90 and 60, 30, 90 are the same thing, are you seeing some things that are the same already?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. All right. Here we go. Flip this one and you get 2 over square root of 2, which is 2 square root of 2 over 2, which is square root of 2. I knew what you meant. All right.
I keep saying it and I don't get it until like I said it 3 times.
Same thing on this one. You flip it. Rationalize. You would get 2 square root of 2 over 2. The 2's cancel and just give you square root of 2. Do I need to go over those steps? Speak now. There is no shame in not growing up yet. You don't have to be a big kid yet. I know. All right, so here we go. Cotangent would be the opposite of this, which is the same exact thing, which is still 1. Are y'all okay? Speak now if you're not okay. Okay, let's flip this one. 2 over square root of 3. You should know that that's going to be the same as another one. So that would be 2 square root of 3 over 3. Go up at the 2. What 2? Oh, for this one? Oh, I thought we were still on cosecant. I'm sorry. I was giving y'all a minute. My bad. Y'all really are grown. All right, so this one we're going to flip it. So 1/2 over square root of 3. I'm so proud. Y'all growing up. Y'all about to graduate. And I just I'm so proud.
Ooh, don't get me excited.
I know. All right, so square root of 3 over 3.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's like, y'all are seniors.
Y'all okay?
No, we're not.
Good to go? All right, what do we have done here? Okay, we don't have to worry about that because we already did the unit circle. Okay, so we're good for the day. Please only turn on one of those lights. Yeah, and tell me before you do it, please, so I can close my eyes.
All right.